Why, hello there everyone, I'm the Kumo Sensei, and welcome back to another live stream. As promised, I am back, and yeah, it's pretty nice to see everybody again, and I hope this stream doesn't actually black out on us, everyone. So there was a bit of a power outage, so power is kind of not doing so well, put it simply. So if this stream does go out while I'm talking, I will put the live stream back on for everybody to jump back in. So, it's a bit, just say it's a bit jittery, just put it that way, when it comes to this power. It is winter, and the winter snow is not so great on the power, because of the power usage. So I have been trying to unplug a bunch of stuff, just so the power doesn't go out, if you catch my drift. But anyhow, though, I hope everybody's doing well, and, yeah. It's been a while, but this one here is as promised, Saturday, as I stated, and now we're officially here on Saturday. So I hope everybody's doing well, and really, I'm just here to chill for today for a little bit. Well, not for a little bit, but for a while. I am off today. I don't have plans. I may just edit a Tarantula video after this, and maybe go out to eat, and then really just... I'm not too sure, but... nothing crazy, honestly, going on. But I hope everybody's doing well, though. I do have a schedule I made for therapy that's coming on February 4th. So that will be fun. It should be officially be my last therapy session ever. I hope. Fingers crossed. Because I'm pretty sure it is a conclusive one to something of mine personally. And, yeah. Very... It's very confusing, I know, but it'll all come together once I post my video, that is. But man, oh man, it's great to be back, though. I have done some things here and there in terms of business-wise, but nothing crazy. Really, it's just been slow because this winter weather has been terrible. And as I stated, if the power goes out, I will try to rebroadcast a live stream again, just so people don't like miss out, because this power may go out, and that is kind of the scary thing that I'm praying. So if it seems like I'm a bit jittery, just know that it's really just because the power is not that great. But hello there, John. I hope everything's going well. I am super excited for some anime, but I haven't been watching a lot of stuff recently, just the stuff I want to watch, such as My Happy Marriage on Netflix and the Apothecary Diaries Season 2. So great. It makes me feel so alive to know that there's still good anime every now and then. Everything else on the anime list, on the anime season, kind of put on hold, just until I know there's better animes out there, you know. So I'll just binge watch those later. But still single, and I'm still looking for a partner. Very interesting in terms of results, man. I'm still doing stuff. Oh, I have submitted some voice acting auditions too, but I haven't heard anything back, which is normal. It's basically the same. The auditioning process is almost, I would say it's very similar to stage acting auditions. Whereas, like, instead of submitting photo shots of yourself, you're submitting voice samples of yourself. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting, and it's a learning experience. I don't know if I'll ever get a role, but I'm very determined, and I'm very confident in terms of voices I can do, my acting range, and submissions for voice acting roles. So I'm pretty sure I will get a voice acting role this year at some point. I don't care if it's a small indie project or like anything that is a voice acting project that I find passion in or something I know I can do, I will audition for. So that is going to be very fun. I'm just waiting for that one audition to choose me. But once it does, I will officially announce it, and basically I would like to make a live stream about that, I guess, if I do get a voice acting role on this voice acting journey, quote unquote. But it is kind of unfair to a lot of voice actors For me, that is because, John, I'm going to tell you, unlike a lot of, one thing I have noticed when it comes to voice acting in this industry in comparison to stage acting, a lot of people are more desperate. And I don't mean to be rude or anything to these people, these voice actors that are coming in, but I'm going to give you a life lesson. Desperation will always show. So always keep it in. If you're desperate for something, it is not really a good look because it either shows a lack of confidence or like you'll become flustered. So really, it's very interesting to see how desperate a lot of voice actors are just to try to kick their careers, try to get it started. But I'm not desperate because I've already have more acting experience than most people, and I'm super confident. And I do want to clarify something too, John, and everybody who's watching this. Why do people think I use AI for my voice?
I don't. This voice, it's mine. All of it. But for some reason, everybody keeps thinking that it's AI. But it's not. And it's so frustrating. Why? Why is that so?
Like, come on. I don't use AI. It's very interesting because voice acting right now is facing a lot of AI voices that is kind of affecting the industry. So there have been a couple of submissions that I've done where people find it questionable. So they'll be like, "Hey, can we contact you on Discord just to confirm that you're not an AI?"
Again, why? My voice, it's not AI. It's called range. Like, why? It's just so frustrating. Yes, I can act. Yes, I can narrate. This voice, it's purely my own. There is no AI. Only I, me alone.
And yet, people keep saying it is Kaiji Tang. I love Kaiji Tang. You know what's so funny, John? You're mentioning voice actors. I'm actually a big fan of I'm a big fan of his voice, by the way. So he voices Jinshi, but he's one of my favorite voice actors for like English dubs and whatnot. He looks like Bo Raicho from Mortal Kombat. That's the way that was a joke I made like back in 2019. Yeah, he looks like Bo Raicho. If you ever seen some pictures of him, sometimes he does remind you of Bo Raicho from Mortal Kombat. But back to what I'm saying though, I really want to get into voice acting, and one day I will meet my meet my voice actors that one day I will meet those voice actors that I cherish so much, not as like a fan, but as equals. I don't know when that'll be or if it'll ever happen, but I'm not desperate for voice acting roles. I just want to get my foot in the door and take my time, because voice acting is something that will take time to build up a portfolio. And I do want to make this kind of clear as well. Voice acting and acting, in my personal experience, not just voice acting, but just acting in general, it is a job that pays very poorly. So I don't know why people are trying to make voice acting a main source of income. It's not. Just a heads up. Because like when I was a stage actor, I literally only got paid around $5 to $15 per role. Like per like for each play. So let's just say there was 3 plays, like 3 showings for 1 week. Now let's say I got paid $20. So that 1 week I only made $60. Is it really worth putting your life in the line for $60? No, it's not. Like I made like it goes back to what I'm saying. If you want to do acting in general, not just voice acting, but any sort of acting, you need to be passionate about it, because I would say that it does not pay well. You'll make more at a fast food restaurant, whether it's a McDonald's, a Burger King, a Jollibee's, or whatever. Like, you'll definitely make more. off doing that than stage acting. Hello there, Pixandal. It's been a while. Yes, I still remember you, and I still remember a lot of my viewers, actually. Here's the thing. My audience is very small, so I usually remember a lot of the people who do comment on my chats. And as a matter of fact, I still do have my I don't want to show too much, but boom, I still do have a list of like the people who comment on my chat, so that way I don't forget you. Because like I don't take people for granted, by the way. So that's the reason why I actually do keep like a list of like some people that comment on my chat. One of my classmates is like 17 or something. He told me he's making $16 an hour fast food. Huh. It depends. What country is he in? Like, is he here in the United States where I am? Or... Oh, he's 26. $26 an hour? You have to be like a manager or something. But if it's here in the United States, I don't believe you. If it's like in another country, I wouldn't really know. Because I don't know your country's currency if it's another country. But here in the United States, though, you America, I meant $26. $26 in the United States. You had to be a manager, that's for sure. Unless you live in New York. But in New York, you can't really afford anything at this point. Because everything in New York is so expensive. But I don't know, man. It depends on where you live. But I'm not here to judge people's wages, though. It is very hard to make a living, so it's crazy to hear that somebody's making $26 an hour. But all power to you if you are making good money, because I don't like nothing should stop you from making good money. If you're making good money, you're making good money. There's no if, ands, or buts, you know. But see, but that just goes to show you, though, tying everything back in together. I love voice acting, but I'm also willing to accept that it's not a full-time income if it doesn't work out. And I think this should be applied to basically anything you're passionate about, whether it's a passion project or trying to make something you love as a career. Don't expect to get a lot of money, but expect to enjoy the process, and like it will pay for itself, you know, because that's basically the reason why I chased after, you know, passions of mine. People need to understand that. But I tell you though, John, us voice actors here, us actors, we're severely underpaid. I'd say 1 out of a million people will make an average wage of like $40,000 a year. 1 in 100,000 or 1 in a million actors. It is crazy, honestly. You will be severely underpaid as an actor for a very long time. And some people always say, look at the Hollywood actors and things like that, or Bollywood actors. Those people are 1 in millions. So it's like a lottery, but with skill and finding the right connections at the right time. I'm here speaking from my experience, you know. So like all my favorite voice actors, whether it's Emmy Lowe, Susie Young, you know, Kaiji Tang, you know, for example, that John just mentioned. A lot of these voice actors, even though they voice prominent characters in video games and in anime, they're not wealthy by any stretch of the imagination. They're just regular people paying bills, and they book a lot of roles, and some roles are pretty prominent, but they don't make like 6 figures, for example. They don't. It is such an illusion that people think that like, oh my gosh, I can make a crazy amount doing voice work. You will not. I'm sorry, I just have to say it. Pixandal, I'm an actor. I will tell you this, you have to work extremely hard. There are 3 things that will help you in acting: how good you are in acting, the people you know, and how you look. I feel like these 3 things are like the big factors to a success for any sort of actor. Whether you're a theater arts actor, a movie actor, or just acting in a TV show or in a commercial, these 3 are kind of key. The people you know, how good you are in it, and how you look. Period. Those three, you need these three to succeed. Or if not, then you're probably relying too much on one of the three. But to make it a full-time income, or to make it big, quote unquote, you need all three of those. Because I have the looks. Trust me, try me. I have the looks. I put in the work. I do have the skill. Do I have the connections? No, I don't. Like, I'll be lying if I said I had all the connections to all the great, producers, directors. No, I do not. I don't have an agent as well to represent me or to look for auditions for me. I'm just a regular guy, that has to put in the work. And this is the thing you need to understand as well, man. People rely too much, or they lean too much on one thing they have. But in acting, and I think this should be applied to essentially everyone, is that if you want to succeed, do not be a shtick or do not be a gimmick. Basically, for example, if you're only good at one thing, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're trying to grow out as a person to do more with your life, you will forever be known for that one thing. So it makes life easier in a way if you're in a certain niche or just in a specific category. But if at some point you decide that, hey, I want to try this in life, or try something new, or try something as a side hobby, people are going to cluster you to what you are at that time as you're a business worker. You're that's all I know you for. You just work, Or since I'm a stage actor, I'm basically typecasted to where I only play bad guys now. So this guy, he'll make a great antagonist. He'll be the greatest bad guy you'll ever see. But don't make him the hero. He's not fit for that role. That role deserves to go to somebody else. And then you get screwed over, and people just push you to the side and say, yeah, this guy looks like he can play a good guy, but based on what we've heard from everybody else, he's forever the bad guy. And that's basically what happened to me. So you don't want to be a shtick or a gimmick. Always try to diversify what you can do, and basically your outlets is what I'm saying. That's great for him. See, Pixando, I don't hate on the hustle. You can't really hate on people's success, because there was, well, not all, but some people do put in some sort of effort to get to that success. Unless you're born into success. Those people are, no, I don't respect that. But you can't you gotta respect the hustle, Even if the person is an a-hole, if they worked hard to get to where they are, it's like you just got to respect it, honestly. I'm still waiting for my time for voice acting. For stage acting, I'm still doing stage acting every now and then, So I'm not officially retired, but I'm soft retired. But I'm super excited though. Get into voice acting. I did submit some voice acting roles yesterday night, or the night before actually. And it was pretty nerve-wracking because I'm pretty sure I won't get picked. But I'll tell you, I will let everybody know the day I get a voice acting role. I can't tell you what it is, if there's NDAs or stuff that I can't say if I do get a voice acting role. But I will say I would have become a voice actor when that day comes. It's very nice, honestly, to get into voice acting though. This is why I'm here. I'm here to educate everybody on the acting industry. The acting industry is not, well, it is kind of rigged actually. I got rigged so many times to where I got pushed over to the side. It's kind of sad. And I'm still single too, by the way. But I feel like, oh man, I'm not gonna say I feel like, I know. If you're chasing after a dream or a career, I'm telling you, your relationships will get very rocky. It happened to me. That's why I'm still single. When you're younger, like a teenager or something, I think I mentioned this in my last stream, and you're dating, it's not a big deal. But once you're an adult, you have to make a living now. You have to work to make a living, while at the same time balancing your relationships with the girlfriend or something. And this is when my relationships really got testy, to where we end up either breaking up or I got dumped or something of the sort. because financially, like, you can't just think of a relationship anymore at that point once you're an adult as like, I love you, you love me. Now you have to make time for work and make time for your girlfriend, and that crap is not easy. I promise you. People, like, this is the what I call the adjustment of a relationship. The adjustment point of a relationship is that you have to find a way to balance your work life, and your partner or your relationships, because if not, it's going to get testy, man. Because I was like, for example, I was spending around 8 to 9 hours a day just chasing after my career, like just working towards it. And I'm not even gonna lie, it felt like I was talking more to my coworkers and my colleagues than in speaking to my partners. And it left this gap to where basically they were like, it's either your job or me. And I was like, well, look, let me try to balance something out. And then I try to do it, and then it just ends up leaving. Like, you can't have both to an extent, but you have to figure it out, essentially, is what I'm saying. It's not easy. It is not easy, man. This is why I'm still single now, and why, even though I've been on a few dates already, very recently, as a matter of fact, I still haven't found a partner. It's because, like, I need a partner that understands that you need, like I need a partner that understands how to balance work life and relationships, because, like, it took a while, honestly, from 19 to 22 to 23 years old. So about 3 years to figure it out, that balance between work life and relationships. And it's not easy, but luckily for me, since I'm better at it now, even though I am busy, I can actually put in the time for a relationship now. But I want people to understand that, like if you're young and you want to date, please keep that into mind, because a lot of my viewers are younger, and this is just me to you, because it will get testy. I will say that. You have to invest in a relationship while you need to invest in career as well. So it is a skill to blame, not easy. Stefan, I actually agree with that. You got to invest in both, but depending on what your career is, or if you're trying to make a living, it goes all over, man. It goes in every direction. You have to understand that once you're an adult, everybody tells you to get a job, move out, and be independent and whatnot. So you're going to be like, you will feel that pressure of having to be locked in to where, like, oh my God, I gotta do well in university. I gotta do all these entrance exams. I gotta, everything will hit at once. And that pressure is so high. It's crazy, man. And not to mention, if you do get a girlfriend, I don't know how your girlfriend will be, or your partner, your boyfriend, whatever, boyfriend, girlfriend, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you get a partner that understands, like, what you're doing, but also works and understands the balance between, work life and relationships. Because if I'm speaking from experience here, if you're the only person that's going to be providing in a relationship, you're going to have a much harder time in today's time, because everything nowadays is so expensive, not just for cost of living, but expenses as in, like, cost of clothes, food, and everything. Everything adds up. So if you have a significant other, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or whatever, that doesn't work, and you're the only person working or trying to build a career, you kind of put yourself in a situation to where, like it's a dead end at some point for you. If, and trust me, man, this is kind of the reason why, like, I'm very specific now about what kind of partner I want. And then it will immediately hit you that, like, oh my God, it is less about looks now and more about just trying to get by with a living, Like, just understand though, man. So yeah, if you get into a relationship, please be ready, literally. But I think the biggest thing of all, other than balancing life out, because now you're an adult, is that I think that a lot of people need to figure themselves out before they start dating. Like, have a direction of what you want to do with your life. I'm going to tell you what is a turnoff for both men and women, or she, they, them, or everybody. If you're getting into a relationship and you're just trying to get by, that's fine. But if you're going on a date, always ask your partner that you're dating, or the person that you're of interest in, ask them what is their future goals. Like, what do they want to do in life? Like, because I'll tell you, dating a partner that has no vision of what they want to do in life it's not a red flag, but it can be kind of concerning at times, because it can lead to a relationship to where, like, you or that person is the only one providing, while you or the other person of the relationship is just being lousy, or they're just stuck in life, you know? It's kind of, I'm not trying to say that if you don't know what you want to do in life, it's a bad thing. That's not what I'm saying. But as an adult, especially someone my age in my 20s, or if you're in your 20s, 30s, example, you really want to start, I don't want to say you should start locking down, but you should really start planning a future for yourself, you know? It's not easy at times, and sometimes you do have to start over again, like in your 30s. It's not too late to start over, but you just need a direction of what you want to do in life, you know? Sometimes it's not clear, and sometimes it's not there, which is why you say you're not sure, which is fine. But I'm just trying to help, like, a lot of people out here, man. Because people do think I am single, but I do have dating experience. Like, I'm not a guy spewing out nonsense. I'm speaking from my experiences and just trying to help everybody out, because, like, nowadays people are so lonely that, like, the moment someone says yes and it's their first time dating, they try to lock in ASAP, not understanding that there will be consequences if you don't understand your partner. Because every partner, even you yourself, will have issues, like self issues. Sometimes it's self-confidence issues, other times it's like something else, you know? But you as a person will have to figure that out on your own. Sometimes a partner will be there to support you, to help you get through those times. But at the end of the day, if you do not overcome these issues, whether it's like huge debt or huge insecurities or things like that, it will become a toxic relationship. Literally. I know, because I'm speaking through my experience here. Like, this is why dating for me is so hard. I just recently, went on a date about a week and a half ago. And I just say that, I think we're just better off as friends, or give me some time. Because, like, I do not care about my partner's looks anymore. I really don't. I don't mind. It is crazy. It's crazy to say that. I see people on the internet saying they want a girl who's like a supermodel, or like a woman who's very fit, or like a guy who's very muscular. But it's more than that. It's not about. Oh man, I'm not really the guy that talks about preferences here, because everybody's preferences are different. But I'm just saying that, like, you have to be realistic at some point. Like, you can date the hottest guy in the world, but if the hottest guy in the world is always financially in debt, or if he's always making reckless and stupid decisions, you're going to start questioning, like why, And the one thing I don't really agree with is that, I know that some people say you will have to change a little bit for your partner. I don't want to say it that way, because that's just too much, man. I don't feel like people should change. I feel like the moment you found the right partner, you don't change for your partner. You improve on yourself, if you understand what I'm saying. Like your partner will make you want to improve on yourself, to make you become a better person. It shouldn't be you or your partner changing for you or your partner's standards, if you understand what I'm saying. Because then that would just lead to like friction and a lot of collision. I'm I'm just trying to help you guys out here. Because, like, I've been through relationships to where, like, I've been through it all, man. I'm not even kidding. I had a woman that tried to kill me. I had a woman who left me for somebody else. I had a woman who actually cheated on me, which was pretty crazy. And then I had a woman who dumped me because my financial side of things was not great. And it was during the pandemic too. This is why I told you the pandemic was probably one of the worst times of my life. Like, because the pandemic was such a financial strain on me to where, like, my girlfriend left me, you know? And I also, and believe it or not, I actually had proposed before, and she said no. So, like, at this point, I've been through so many situations with so many different women. Like, and look, I want to make this kind of clear. This is not necessarily me saying I get a lot of girls, nor is this me saying that I'm the problem or they're the problem. It was a mix of everything. Like, literally. You should never make a breakup or a relationship all of it about the other person's fault. Because you just have to understand that, like, as you get older, you'll understand that it wasn't just one person's fault, but rather a accumulation of things that just didn't work out. Like, I really just want people to understand that, you know? But it is very intimidating to date at times, I'll tell you that. But it's not that bad now because I'm at a point in my life to where like I understand what I'm looking for now, you know? Because before then, it was more like whatever comes my way. Now is more of like, I know what I want. No, I know what I need, my bad. Now I just gotta find that partner. Like, I know that it's a very confusing story. I still have that wound here, actually. Right here. This is one of the wounds where she stabbed me with a sharp piece of metal. I tried my best to make it look very neutral skin color, but that's not so great. I also got a cut on my finger here too. I can't. Yeah, it doesn't really want to show, but right here, you see like a little cut right here. Hold up. Yep. That's where he got cut as well. She cut up my arm, actually. That was pretty bad. I actually got stabbed right here by a screwdriver, right on my torso. Like, right where my abs are, there's like a little dot here. That's where I got stabbed by a screwdriver. And then when I fell back, she stabbed me then on my clavicle here. Just for a bit of... But I want to make something clear. This woman was not crazy, by the way, when she stabbed me. It was more like she was just going through some things, you know? So I don't like So I just want to clarify that my exes are not bad people. They were just not the person for me. And as you get older, you'll start to understand what I'm saying. Like, I know that when you're young and you go through a breakup, you'll be like, man, my partner was crazy. She was this, she was that, or he was an a-hole. He wasn't there, or things like that. But in reality, though, like once you like date for some time, you'll understand that it was a mix of everything. But just a bit of clarification there, though, guys. Yes, I've been through it all, like literally at this point. Xando, you're overthinking it. It was really, well, I think everybody here is overthinking it. It was really just an individual at the time who was just going through a lot. It's not like I've come to terms with the things that has happened. So I don't really view people in a bad light. Even when it comes to my exes, even my one ex that cheated on me, like I don't see them as bad people. There were just people who just made choices at that time. Like you just move on, you know? It's not, I don't know. I guess this is what growing up is like. You think that like you'll be so stuck up on the people who came before, but no, you just kind of be like, yeah, at the end of the day, they were just people. Am I religious? No, I am not. I am not a religious person. As a matter of fact, I think a lot of Asians nowadays are not really that religious, if you ask me. Yes, they do have some like some cultural celebrations or spiritual celebrations now and then, but for the most part though, the majority of Asians nowadays are not really that religious. Like you can go to Japan or Korea or China, you know, they're not the most religious people, you know. I'm not really that religious, but if you are religious, good on you. But I'm just a regular guy, sort of, that's just been through a lot. But I know what I need in a partner now, though. You know? So I am not a person that is trying to look for, like, a beautiful woman that likes anime, that can cook. No. That's not what I'm looking for at all. Like, no. Yep. Nope. I'm looking for a woman that I can talk to, essentially, is what it is. Because as I've grown older, my social circle has gotten extremely small because of work life and just, you know, things like that. And everybody grows apart because everybody starts living their own life. So really, I'm looking for a girlfriend that I can just speak to, but also a girlfriend that has something in common with me, whether it's just anime, the love for spiders. You know, I'm not looking for like, you need to like spiders, you need to like anime, you need to like this, that. No. That's just too unrealistic. Like I stated, every single person you'll meet is not like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. That is a really bad take on a relationship. Because everybody is different. So everybody is a different box of chocolates. Like, you have to understand that when you're meeting people, whether it's a potential for a future partner, you exchange puzzle pieces. Life is basically like a puzzle. You will have you are trying to complete your puzzle, but you yourself you will not have all the pieces. You will have pieces here and there of yourself, and every single time you meet a person, you will exchange pieces with that person. And basically, the game of dating or finding your soulmate or a partner is to find the person that has the right pieces that you need, but the puzzles that you have for that person as well that they're looking for. Like, everybody has flaws. There's no such thing as a perfect partner. This is the thing you have to accept. This is why I always tell people that you are a flawed puzzle, because nobody is a complete puzzle piece. Like the puzzle pieces are never there. You have to find the partner that has the pieces you need. And for me, I'm still looking for that partner. So, yeah. This is my take on it. I do not believe on the concept of like life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Everybody has overdone this quote so much, and I've seen it actually ruin relationships. Everybody is a different box of chocolates, essentially. Like, whether it's your best friend, you know, your relatives, everybody's different. The key of finding a partner is just finding somebody that has the pieces you need, but the pieces that they're looking for as well. So that way, when you both meet and you both exchange those pieces, you won't fill each other's puzzles completely, but you'll fill in the voids that need to be completed. Because some pieces are bigger and smaller than others, I'll tell you that. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, then either you're too young or you just don't have enough dating experience. Or maybe you're not into dating. But it's very complicated. And yes, John, I actually agree. It would be nice to have a girlfriend, but I'm looking for a girlfriend like with the future of marrying them, you know? So I'm at a point where I don't care if my girl is overweight. I don't care if my girl is tall, skinny, ugly, pretty. Like, I'm just looking for I'm looking for that girl. My girl that needs my pieces and has the pieces I need. Like, all the dates I've been on, yes, they do have some pieces that I need, but I don't have the pieces that they need or want. And same vice versa. You can train her. Do not do that. That is a bad idea. Trying to train a significant other to fit your standards is absolutely a terrible idea. I'm just saying, I'm speaking facts here too. Because let me put it to this perspective. Let me put it to this perspective. How would you feel like if you had a girlfriend or a boyfriend and they wanted you to be fit 24/7, they want you to smell good, they want you to have good hygiene, and no, like, you have to understand, you should not force yourself to train yourself or others. Because if you have found the right person, you will want to improve on yourself for your partner. It shouldn't be, I want you to improve because you're my girlfriend or boyfriend. It should be like this. I love my girlfriend, I love my boyfriend, I want to improve myself for them, for my future partner. And that's how it should go. I promise you, if you go in with that take, you are either going to get cheated on or you're going to get dumped. And it will become toxic. This is just pure facts, man. Pigeon, I know it's a joke, but don't encourage people in the chat about that, because that's not a good idea. Oh boy. It's crazy. Like, I don't know what to say, because like, you guys are so young, but I'm trying to help you guys out though. Some people are very strange too. They say they don't want to date. I actually don't. I can see that, I guess, but the majority of people do want to date, but they're too scared. There's nothing wrong with trying to, it takes courage to ask somebody out, but it's not, you will get used to it. That's all I'm saying. You will get used to it. People say the worst you can say is no. I actually disagree with that. The worst a person can say is something vile or saying something mean while saying no at the same time. That never happened. It has never happened to me, because the worst a person has ever said to me was no when I ask him out on a date. But some people I've seen have experienced much worse rejections. But you're going to get rejected a lot in this game of dating, period. You just need to find the partner that will say yes. As for how many no's before yeses, it depends on the person. Some people, it will take 30 no's before they're one yes. But for me, it's usually just one yes. Or one no, and then one yes. It's not perfect by any means, but it's not terrible either. You'll develop that confidence as you get older, though. Especially if you surround yourself with like friends that are also the opposite sex or gender, or another sex or gender. The person rejection. Yeah, that is a favor if they do reject you, for sure. Today is Nozomu Sasaki's 58th birthday. It's kind of funny because like I forget that he voices both Yusuke and Tetsuo, because those are like very similar but very different characters. Tetsuo is like this psychotic freak in Akira, and then Yusuke is like this boldly protagonist from Yu Yu Hakusho. It's so funny now that I think about it. It's funny, and he's 58 too. It's crazy. Time flies when you're an actor, whether it's voice acting or something. Time flies by so fast. It's crazy. Like, it feels like you started your acting career yesterday. Like, literally, it feels like I started stage acting a day ago, but it's been 8 to 9 years now. I feel so old. Man, time flies. But, yeah. I'm still single, everybody. And I'm still looking for a partner. And I'm still trying to gain back a lot of weight. Still gotta gain, like, 3 more kilos. Because I've been busy, so I don't have time to eat. So I will go out to go buy some Chinese takeout or something. Yeah, that would be good for me. Chinese takeout, get some weight in. and then start trying to find my partner again. Still looking for a partner, but really though, I don't really say I know every piece I need, but I know what I'm looking for in a partner now. And trust me, I don't really care about looks. I really don't. If I'm on a date on a woman and she's overweight, fine. That's fine with me. I don't care. Like, understandably so, I don't really care. I just need to find my partner. That's it. I don't care how she looks, how tall, short, skinny, overweight. I just don't care. I just need to find a partner. But let's not be desperate, because I'm not desperate, but but like finding the right partner for me is very difficult though. I'll say that much at least. It's not about weight, but how you wear it. It depends on the person, honestly, on their preferences. I don't have a preferences for looks and weight and whatnot. It's just not for me. Pretty much everybody's fit. I think everybody is fit everywhere. I'm not trying to say that there aren't big people in this world. There are people who are overweight, but I really just, like, I don't care how you live, you know? Your life is your life. You choose what you want to eat. It doesn't bother me. All I'm saying is that I'm just looking for a partner that has the pieces I need. I think the one thing I like is anime. I think, like, you need to have some sort of similarity or some sort of goals you have in mind with a partner. I always say this: somebody who likes to talk. I'm not like a talkative person, but somebody who I can talk to, who is always, like, not always available, but available enough to where I can communicate with them, whether it's through text or through call. And secondly, we need to have something in common, like whether it's only a love for spiders or a love for anime only. There needs to be something to tie us together, essentially, is what I'm saying. I'm about to go crazy sometimes too when I go on a date, because, like, I don't know, I just can't find that one piece I need in a partner. I have gone to anime conventions, believe it or not. Well, I've been to only one big anime convention last year. It was okay, I guess, but I don't know. I just can't find that partner, man. It's very difficult. I'll say that much though. But I'm still trying, and I don't plan on giving up. I don't plan on giving up just yet. If you give up, that's when it's truly over. So I'm still going to be looking. Communication is such a huge key component to what I look for in a partner. I don't have anything against quiet people, but when you're quiet, it really makes it difficult in a relationship, especially as an adult. Like, now that this is strange to say this, now that I'm an adult, I understand why communication is so key, like, to a relationship. If you do not say anything in a relationship, it kind of puts distance. And with distance, usually you start to grow apart. Now, granted, if you talk too much, speaking from experience, sometimes your girl will see you as clingy or too obsessed. So you need to find the balance between, like, staying in touch, but also not staying too distant. But man, it's crazy though. Huh. This is why I'm picky, Pixandle. I want to tell you this right now. And this goes out to the youth who's watching this. Everybody who is 20 and under, or 20 or early 20s and under. Dating is easy in the beginning. Once you get into a relationship, that is the easiest part of all time. Period. If you started dating somebody and you're already having a rocky road, that is a red flag. Like, you should probably, start thinking or start trying to fix that rocky road quickly. Because the thing you have to understand is this. The reason why the beginning of a relationship is always the easiest part is because that's when your partner is the freshest and newest. You're still getting to know them. You have a lot to talk about. You have a lot to learn. Like, there's a lot to digest. So there's always something to do or something to talk about. But at a certain point, is less of you will know more, you'll know pretty much everything at some point, to where like you need to find a reason to to either love them again, like how you did when you first started, or you need to find a way to basically, how should I say this, understand that this is a potential future partner for the rest of your life, if you understand what I'm saying. Whether it's a boyfriend or girlfriend, this is why you date, you know? I know that sometimes you date for the first time for the experience, but when you're dating for a partner, you really gotta figure, like, you really gotta understand that this is a partner that you're gonna be with for the rest of your life. If you cannot picture yourself waking up being beside this person for the rest of your life because they have this bad habit or that bad habit, or some things don't match up well, that is pretty much yellow flags going into red flags. I'm not saying that you can sort it out. You can definitely fix it and, you know, find things to live with, you know, because there's no perfect partner, as to what I'm saying. But like, you just have to understand that the beginning of dating is usually the easiest part. It's really the later parts that gets really rough. Just saying. Ooh, God. It's kind of funny. That reminds me of one of my exes, Pixandle. One of my exes was actually formerly married. And when she left him, like, he he basically, like, threatened my ex, like, he would do something to himself. But she eventually just left him, though. It was kind of funny, but that was... But I know what you're talking about, Pixando, because one of my exes has been through that with her ex-husband. It was crazy. Man, that was really crazy. Pixando, I can relate. Like, I mean, I know I can relate, but I know I know so much people similar to that. Because, like, I've been around and I've dated people to where, like, I've been through every single situation. It's crazy. But a lot of people may be asking me, what is the worst experience in my life in dating? And some people might think it's the woman who stabbed me. But I really do think that the worst, I think the worst experience in dating I've ever been in was getting turned down in a proposal. That hurt so much. I look back at it and I laugh now, but man, like, that is crazy. That's probably going to be, I don't think most people will experience that, getting turned down in a proposal. But if you've been in my shoes and it happens to you, oh boy, that's going to hurt. It hurts a lot. That one took the longest to recover. Like I'll never forget too. It was I spent about $2,000. It was a silver plated, I think it was 2 to 3-quart diamond ring. An engagement ring, essentially. I'll never forget it. And let's just say I took this woman out to like this, there was like, I don't know. Let's say it was a beautiful sunset at a lake, and there was like a dock, like an event sort of. It's like a hut out on so there's like a dock that goes out, and then at the end of the dock there's like a little hut with a roof and whatnot. It's really just a place to chill and hang out. But in the afternoons, like in the late afternoons, the dark orange red sky reflects on the lake and gives like this. It looks so vibrant. It's so nice, honestly. I proposed. She said nope. She said no. That hurt so bad. And then she's like, I think we should just stay being friends with benefits. I'm like, nope. I was like, nope, I can't do that. It hurt so bad, honestly, that rejection. like that proposal, quote unquote. And I'll never forget too, like she tried. So here's the thing. She wanted us to be together, but she didn't want us to be married together. So I'm not the type of person that's like I'm gonna get stuck and be stuck with you forever, you know? But since you said no to me, I need to find my partner. So I basically tried to move on and at some point I tried to move on, but she was like, nope, 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 nope. No, we were not friends with benefits. Let me clarify that. Let me clarify that real quick. We were not friends with benefits, but she wanted that relationship, but it was not for me because I am a monogamous guy. Basically, I believe in one partner, stay together, that's it. You know, she was monogamous too, but our relationship, we were extremely close like this. And we were extremely close, but not in a sexual manner, by the way. So we were platonic. If you don't know what platonic is, you just never been on a date before. Just Google that. Open a new tab, or just Google it. We were very platonic. But, like, it's crazy because her friends actually beat her down so bad. Because, like, what ended up... long story short, she didn't want me to be with anybody else but her, even though she turned me down. So what ended up happening was she told her friends that basically I was just trying to use her for like my own benefits, quote unquote. And so I'll never forget, we were supposed to meet up at this hotel, whatnot. I walk into the room. The moment I do, her friends literally, they beat my ass. Like they beat me, like they beat me for no reason. Just a bunch of ladies just jumping me. I was like, what the hell's going on? Why are you hitting me? And then like her friends were like, she told us everything. You're just trying to use her. I was like, that's not true. And I was literally so frustrated and so emotionally hurt at that time. And I told them, like I literally told them. She said no. And they're like, what do you mean? She said no. I proposed. She said no. And that's when it finally clicked to all of us that she didn't tell them the full story of like our relationship. So they kicked me out of the room and I'm just here emotionally beaten at this point, just crying outside the door, and they were just kind of whispering for hours. So it was like they were just trying to talk to her, like, are you, like, is it true? Is it true that the Kumo Sensei actually, you know, proposed? Please tell me you're joking, right? And the girls, they went from like a whispering group chat to talking normally to yelling at each other. And then I'm not kidding. I heard the loudest drop, like someone getting smacked, like a body slam in my life. And I was like, I tried to open the door, but the door is locked. And then one of her friends opened the door and said, we need your help. And there goes the woman that I proposed to getting her ass beat. Like, she was beaten so cold. It was crazy. And then her friend that beat her was like, she was like, Mr. Sensei, why are you still around this woman? This woman is so stupid. Like, I felt so bad, man. I told them that I was not lying. I did actually loved her. You know, I even tried to propose, but she didn't mention her friends that we had our thing together, you know? We didn't go crazy like I love you W Wubby type of thing. But we were close to where like we could legit be partners for life, and I would have been satisfied, you know? And I told them, if you don't believe me that I propose, I don't have the ring anymore because I turned it in with the receipts, basically. I refunded the ring. However, the jewelry guy, he still works there, and if he's working there today, we can talk to him, and he will tell you, literally. So it was very frustrating, put it simply. So that woman, she wanted me, but she was like obsessed of like just wanting me. It was almost, okay, I'll even go as far as say it was yandere mode almost. She wanted me to herself, but she didn't want to commit to actually dating me, if you understand what I'm saying. It's confusing because you'd think that these people don't exist, but this woman was one of them. Up until then, I didn't think that was possible. To where like, you love somebody to where like, you don't want to marry them, but you don't want anyone else to have them as well. It was very frustrating because like, I moved on and I tried to actually, you know, find somebody else after like a few months, you know, getting over it. But she just kept like she just kept dabbing like everybody I was talking to, like elbowing them, you know, trying to talk down on them like I'm a bad person. I'm not a bad person. I just did the normal thing, you know. It just didn't work. So like, I took the time to emotionally get myself together, and once I did, I moved on. It was just saying, it's just not really a good thing. And by the way, this is one of the reasons why I do not do well with like yanderes or the yandere trope, because I know that people want that yandere girlfriend or boyfriend because they want somebody who's madly obsessed with them. But if you're in my situation, it can get pretty rocky. And trust me, I've met a few yanderes. I've been around a few of them. Speaking from dating experience and friends experience, it's not a good feeling at all. It is not love, it is obsession. Like, you can't... It's like, I don't know. It's like simping for somebody who simps for you, but like, you both simp for each other in a way. But you both never will date, no matter how hard you want it or how hard you try it. So I'm just speaking pure facts here. This isn't like a guy who's making up BS, you know. It's just so frustrating dealing with like the yandere trope type people, because people get it twisted all the time. Like, they think that like, if a yandere chooses me, they will love me for the rest of their life. Like, they'll be so obsessed with loving me. No, it's not. It is going to be like, you can't do anything. You might as well just be tied down to a bed, you know, and just be stuck there for the rest of your life. Hello there, Marco. But like, I don't hate clingy girlfriends or clingy people, but I also understand that like, I can't do yandere as well, you know? There's a fine balance. But you'll understand though. Well, that was like crazy, man. Just like, everybody put yourself in my position. A very close friend wants to get intimate with you all the time. Friends with benefits, essentially. Friends with benefits. You're platonic. If you don't know what platonic means, that means you've never been in a relationship before, or you just don't know what a relationship is. Okay? You're platonic, but she wants you to herself, but she doesn't want to date you. So now you're kind of like in this, like a cat chasing its tail. Do you love me or do you not love me? You just, like, it's just so frustrating. And then you try to propose to this woman, and she says no. But at the same time, she doesn't want you to date anybody else, but just be beside her. And you think that like these type of women, or not, I say women, I'm saying these type of people don't exist. They do exist. These type of people are just crazy. Like, like there has to be some form or sense of like common sense, man. But that was one of the craziest stories. I've been through a lot, like, when it comes to dating at this point. it hurts, but you just kind of had to pick yourself up and move forward. But like I stated though, I'm looking to date again, but this time I don't want to say I'm a veteran. I'll just say that I'm more prepared of what I need and want in a relationship. I don't care about looks. I don't care about like what your ethnicity is. You know, I'm just looking for the partner that has the pieces I need. But that was just the craziest story ever. I've been through everything in a relationship, such as getting stabbed, getting cheated on, getting left for somebody else, getting dumped because your financial situation is bad, and then people being obsessed, you know, or dating a woman who's legally still married to her ex-husband, which is crazy. Like, I've been through a lot of dates already. I've dated a lot of people, you know, I've been in relationships to where it was kind of toxic, to where on both my end and on my partner's end at the time. So like it's just strange to me, honestly, you know, when people say, do you have dating experience? Yes, I do. I have more dating experience than most people. I'm not saying I have like 1 million body counts. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that I'm self-aware and self-conscious. Well, everybody's self-conscious, but I'm self-aware basically, is what I'm saying. But I am still looking for a partner though. It's a lot, honestly. It's scary to date again, I'm not gonna lie. So that's why whenever I go on like a date to know a person, not to date for like in a relationship already, but date to understand if this person is the person for me, I'm very wary now. Like I know I don't want to say boundaries, but I know limitations of what, you know, they have, I have, and what will work, you know. And basically just trying to build a future together. I don't want to date for the love of it, you know. I don't want to be like, I want to date because I don't want to be lonely. That's not my goal now. My goal is that I want to date to find a future partner to hopefully get married one day. And yes, I am more committed now than I was back then, strangely enough. Because back then, like, which was like not too long ago, it was more of trying to find balance in life, you know. People will not tell you that too, which is the most frustrating thing ever. Once you're an adult, you're going to have to work a lot. You might have to work a 9 to 5. And so when you come home, you're going to be extremely tired from work. So you need to find a way to balance your relationships and your work life. People don't think of that because when they're young, they have all the free time in the world and don't even recognize it, you know? But trust me though, finding that balance is easier said than done. Because if you're living on your own, it was just weird, man. What was your weird relationship that you've been in? Being stabbed? I got stabbed. Yep, that was probably the weirdest relationship ever. I never dated this woman, by the way, the woman who stabbed me. The reason why she stabbed me with a screwdriver and then with a piece of metal was because I said no. And you have to, just for context, this woman was 5 years older than me, by the way. 5 years older than me. It was a, that was, okay, this is that, for those who don't know, this was actually my first love, by the way. She was a woman that was 5 years older than me. The reason why it didn't work out was because, one, I was young at the time. Two, she was 5 years older than me. And three, she had a boyfriend. Well, she didn't have a boyfriend then, but when she did, I had no chance then, basically. And the worst part about it was that she got engaged with her partner at the time. But then they actually, they broke up essentially, because what ended up happening was that I'll be lying if I said I knew the whole context. I don't know the full context, by the way. This was a very touchy and personal subject on this person's end. But let's just say that this guy that she was engaged with, I don't want to say he was cheating, but there were probable signs he was cheating. So that was kind of interesting. And by then But by then, like, by the time that they broke up, I've grown up. Like, I've grown up. You have to remember, she was 5 years older than me. I was still young, but by then, I changed a lot. You have to understand this. I was no longer... let's just say I was a college student by then. Or, like I've changed extreme... Like, man, my glow up was crazy. It was funny because, like, I became her type, unironically. I did not try to become her type. I just happened to become her type. She was a very shy and quiet girl, just put it that way. Or very reserved type of girl. And the thing you need to understand is this. When I was younger, I was a very shy, quiet, and weak person. That's why I grew infatuated with this woman. Because, like, I could relate to her. But this is the thing you need to understand about our relationship. For everybody who's watching, this is just pure facts. The type of person that you are and the type of person that you're into are two different things. Period. So if you see a shy, quiet person, they might not, like, they're most likely not, they might not be into that type of themselves, you know? For example, if you see a shy and quiet boy, he might not be into quiet girls. He might be more into talkative girls, you know? And that's the thing that, like I didn't understand when I was younger. But as I grew older, I finally understood that, like, just because you're that type doesn't mean you like that type, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I grew up to be her type. And eventually, we grew close as friends. But by then, I moved on, you know? I wasn't emotionally attached to this woman no more. And I will never forget, too. It's very complicated, but I'm going to skip the whole story. Just get straight to the point. I was in her room, and I said no. And I remember, I'm never going to forget this. This is one of my PTSDs that I still even dream about once in a while. And I remember I felt like she was, like, literally in front of me, and I felt like a sharp pain going to my stomach, like right where my abs are. It went in about a centimeter in. Like, something stabbed into my flesh. 1 centimeter into my flesh. I stepped back, and it was like a small little red dot on my white shirt. I'll never forget this, by the way. And I was like, "Yep, I got stabbed." I was like, "Holy shit!" And I was in her room. I tried to step back, but as I'm stepping back, she just going boom, boom with a screwdriver, and she cut my finger here too. That cut is still. I just showed it earlier, but it's this one here. Hold up. Right here, you see it? That little white line. That is... She cut up my left arm because I'm trying to, like, grab her right arm with this side because she's in front of me, remember that. So she's basically just going at it, and she's cutting up my arm. It's funny enough because you think that when you get stabbed on, like, the stomach, blood will pour out everywhere. But blood does not pour out everywhere. Like, it's just like a small little red dot spreading up your shirt, like spreading around that shirt area where I got stabbed. But what ended up happening was that she cut up my hand and my arm. But the one that really done it was the finger cut here, because I think she cut a blood vessel right here where this knuckle joint is at right here. And when she did it, like, blood shot out like 3 centimeters, like 3 to 5 centimeters. It just shot out. And it hurt so bad. I would never forget it. And as I'm stepping back, she steps on my foot, and I fall back, literally. And my head hit the ground so hard, I got dazed. Like, my head was, like, dazed. I just couldn't get into focus. And I'll never forget too, because she sat on top of me, like on my waist, on top of me. And I'm so weak right now because my head is just spinning because, like, my head hit the floor. And, man, it's just crazy. And I would never forget what she said too, because I remember a very long time ago when I tried to ask her out, and she basically was starting to date this guy. She said that if you truly love somebody, you will learn to let them go. This is her quote, by the way. She said this to me, and it hurt so bad because at the time I was so down bad for her. I just couldn't let her go. But time though, I moved on essentially. So I told her the same thing when she was on top of me, when basically I got stabbed and whatnot. I said that if you truly love somebody, you will learn to let them go. And in that moment, I'll never forget. This is the first time and only time a partner has truly said they fucked up. Like truly screwed up. Like, honestly, my heart hurt so bad when she said that. She said, she literally just yelled it out on top of me. She said, I fucked up, okay? And I felt terrible. Like, literally. Because that was like the first time and only time. Have you ever had a partner that fucked up so bad? Like truly fucked up to where like they truly just let it out, admitting that like they may like just owning up. That was really strange. And I will never forget, after I said, if you truly love somebody, you will learn to let them go. She literally said this, and this is the thing that literally sticks in my head as like my PTSD. I still do dream about this, and sometimes when I dream about it, my body goes paralyzed mode. And I wake up and I get like, I wake up in cold sweat. This is her quote, mind you. Remember what she said earlier. This is her quote now. If you truly love somebody, you will learn to never let them go. So now I'm like, which is it? Do you let them go? You love them? Or do you just, I just don't know. And then she pulls out some random sharp piece of metal. Remember, she pulls out some random metal piece behind her, like her back pocket when she's sitting on top of me. And then she rams it into my clavicle here. As a matter of fact, like I showed you earlier, right here. It looks like a birthmark, but this is not one of those, what is those birthmarks calling it that looks like a random blob spot? It's not that. This is the actual stab wound, which is very crazy, man. She, like, you have to understand, this woman is not crazy, but she was just going through a lot, put it that way. At that time, she was just going through a lot. You have to remember, she basically went through a really tough breakup. And she was just having so much going on. So I don't want people to, like, I say this now, and I'll say it again. Even though my relationships with my exes didn't work out, I don't consider my exes as bad people. We were all still learning. Like, that's what dating and getting into a relationship is. It's a never-ending learning relationship is what it is. But that was the crazy story, though. Basically, what happened, though, her dad kicked the door open because he heard everything. And he basically just tossed her like a little sandbag. Boy, it was just crazy. But that's probably the craziest story ever, though. True story, by the way. I wouldn't make that up. I'm just saying it how it is because I still have the evidence, the cuts and stuff on my body. How many girls do you date at the same time? I'm not that type of guy, Marco. I am strongly monogamous, by the way. For those who don't know, monogamous means that you prefer one person, one partner, and that's it. I don't date multiple women. I'm not a player. I'm a guy who's actually genuinely trying to fall in love. But it's just that my relationships are not that great because like things didn't work out on both sides. It's not just her fault. It's also my fault as well in some cases for all my exes. Because I hate guys. I said this before and I'll say it again. I hate people who always puts the blame on their partner only. I'm a true and firm believer that relationships don't work because things happen on both sides. But nowadays, everybody's too stubborn in a relationship and they just want to blame everything on one person. That's a horrible thing to do because it doesn't say a lot about the person, but it says a lot about you. If you not trying to call out anybody here, but like I'm just saying it's just this is like pure facts from what I've seen. So if I see a person talking down on their ex, like they're a horrible person, this, that, yes, it could be true, but sometimes it could be true. Like you have an abusive partner or a partner that does really bad things to you. That could happen. But at the same time, you also got to understand that sometimes, or in most cases, is usually both ways, you know? But I'm a monogamous person, though. I don't date multiple women at once. That's just not the way I do things. Because I'm just a... I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm just a regular guy in this world. There's a million senseis out there. You just haven't found them yet. But that's the story, though, of, like, one of my, so-called exes. Oh, that's not an ex. We didn't date, by the way. That's the, I forgot to mention that. We never dated. It was more so of, like, try to get back with somebody, but it's too late. But that's my dating, that's one, I don't want to say dating experience, but that's one of my relationships with, like, somebody close to me that wanted to go thing. But, yeah, I've been through everything at this point when it comes to a relationship. Almost getting stabbed to death, basically getting stabbed, getting left, getting dumped, getting cheated on, you know, financial situation, making the girl leave because I was too broke because of the pandemic, you know. I dated somebody who had an ex-husband that was still legally married, you know. It happens. There's no perfect partner in this world. Everybody will have flaws. You just need to find somebody that fits you, you know, that has the puzzle pieces you need. Nowadays, the reason why a lot of people are single is because they have too unrealistic expectations. Like, they want this. You can't have it all. Period. If there was a person like that, then they possibly just don't exist, you know? And I stated this before, and I'll state this again. I personally believe that a lot of people are not ready for a relationship. Because a lot of people just want to get a girlfriend or boyfriend and try to fall in love. That is not realistic. There's going to be bumps on the road. There's going to be financial situations you need to figure out. Religious situations you got to figure out. And you just kind of had to learn how to live with that. You know, with the differences and trying to compromise. Because, like I've seen a lot of, like a lot of dating advice that is just outright terrible. You know? But that's just me, though. From, like, I'm not speaking, like, out of nonsense. I do have some validity here because I am a guy who has gone out on a couple of dates. Everything. Yeah, but at least not see everything. True money. Huh. Depending on what you mean by that, Marco. Everything is situational, though, is what I'm saying. Oh my god, it's been a long road for my dating life, though. Like, some people might start dating later, but you'll date when you're ready. Excuse myself. If there was one thing if there's one thing I would change, and one thing I would advise to a lot of the young people who are thinking about relationships, one thing I would definitely change is staying in touch more often. And trying to find that work and life balance. Because for those who know the Kumo Sensei, I was a stage actor, a dance instructor, trying to start my spider business at the time. I was doing so much, honestly, because I wanted to build my career. Because it was personal to me. And it was not a good time to date, honestly. Like I had so much stuff I had to get figured out. Not just financially, in terms of careers, but emotionally and mentally, because I was still not there yet, you know? I was, like, I don't want to say I was depressed, but I was going through the motions here and there, though. And this is not a teenager Kumo Sensei talking. This is a young adult Kumo Sensei at 18, fresh off into college. Like, you just don't understand, like, how crazy dating life is, But once you're ready, you'll know you're ready, though. Because now I know I'm ready for, like, an actual true commitment relationship now. I don't care about looks anymore. I'm not really self-conscious as I used to be. I'm pretty open now, actually, which is a good thing. This channel helps a lot. So I do want to thank everybody who's watching this, all my subscribers, all of my viewers who are watching, because you guys do help open me up a little bit more, which is why I'm talking about my past relationships now, such as getting stabbed and whatnot, because like it doesn't hurt to be open at times, you know. And I'm glad that you guys help kick down those barriers. So I'm at a point in time of my life now to where, like, even though I own a business and even though I work, I finally found, I don't want to say I found a perfect way, but I'm at a point where I can balance work life and my personal life out, along with YouTube and the internet stuff. So I'm pretty confident that like I can start dating again. The question is, how do I find my partner now? Because like you just don't wake up and say, here's my new boyfriend or girlfriend. Like, it's very difficult. But I'm super excited for my future partner, whoever that partner may be. And like I stated, I don't care if you're rich, poor, tall, short, skinny, or fat. You just need the pieces I need. And I'm just so excited for my future partner. I don't know who you are, but if you're watching this someday, it's gonna be. I just hope that I'm the person, but let's not call the shots too early though. But I get a tingly feeling again though. And by the way, I really love the romance anime genre. Every single time I watch anything that has like a slight romance to it, my heart goes into butterfly mode. But I'm also very realistic too though in a relationship, so don't think that I want like generic anime trope type of vibe in a relationship, because that's not realistic, you know. I'm realistic enough now, but I'm also wiser to where like I know what I want or what I need. So really at this point now, we just gotta keep on trying. I have gone on a few dates, but haven't found the person yet. I'm just looking for somebody that has something in common with me, whether it's like a hobby, such as like tarantulas or anime or not. And then, like, other than that, like, trying to find what we want in a partner, you know? I'm not just trying to say yes to every single partner, because then that's just kind of like, do you want to go through the motions again? No, I don't. Because, like, I'm more experienced now, so I know exactly what I want. I don't just want love, if you get what I'm saying, in a partner. I want, like, an understanding soulmate or an understanding partner. And that will require communication. So I do talk a lot more now than I did back then. Like, I did talk a lot back then during my... It's funny. Oh boy. Old school Kumo Sensei, for those... I never tell you this, but old school Kumo Sensei was literal what I called... I don't want to say edgy anime boyfriend, but more like a very... like the cool and reserved type. Like, type, you know. That was the vibe I gave off during my college years, which is why some people fell if you're like an anime fan. But now I'm more just laid back now, which is very interesting. I've mellowed out a lot in a good way too, though. Now I don't care about my looks anymore. I don't care what people say, because like I just kind of vibe on my own. Okay. Oh, I love that question, Saga. That's a good question. That is a beautiful question. Okay, so one of my favorite romance, like if we're talking about like mostly pure romance anime, I would say probably like Boarding School Juliet. That anime was pretty good, by the way. I still want a season 2, by the way. And then some of my other favorite romance animes is what is that one? Watakoi. Watakoi is another one I like, because it's like dating. It's like a dating anime, but for adults in a way. Another one of my favorites is what is that one about that she's a 30-year-old woman, but she's like a shut-in otaku. I forgot what's it called. And then later on, she meets a guy who's playing as a girl avatar in a game, and they kind of become a couple. I forgot what it's called. It came out in 2017. That's one of my favorite animes. or mangas. I have a lot of favorite romance stuff. Some of my favorite romance light novels, even though you only mention anime and manga, I love My Happy Marriage. My Happy Marriage's light novel is beautiful. Unnamed Memories light novel, beautiful. I am actually a huge fan of the romance anime and mangas like genre. In terms of coming of age romance, if you're talking about that to be more specific, I like Horimiya. Horimiya is probably, I would say, is probably one of the better go-tos for like coming of age dating, I guess, if you're like a young teenager. But it doesn't really fit into, I like it a lot, but it doesn't really fit into my demographic now because I've grown older. I'm a young adult now. But for a coming of age story, really good one though. But yeah, those are some of the few though. I have a lot still. But I am still looking for a partner though. Everybody help me out here. No, I'm kidding. Now, one thing I would appreciate though is if like I could somehow spread myself out to where people know that I'm looking for a partner. That's the reason why I'm talking about it here on stream and on video. It's not because I'm desperate. It's because like I'm ready this time, like to look for a partner, you know. And I'm also like trying to move out too, to whether it's a 1-bedroom apartment or somewhere, because like I'm starting my life now at this point is what I'm saying. If you get my drift, I'm not quitting, but I'm not quitting the things I love doing though. So stage acting, things like that. Even though I'm stepping back on it, I'm not quitting it. I'm still gonna do it every here and there. So yeah. I really want everybody to spread the message that like I'm a guy who's out there in this world, because like I know that like I have my phone here with like Tinder and Tinder and like actually going to bars and stuff. There is a local bar here that well is a brewery, but in a way it is a bar, by the way. Same thing essentially. So like, I do both essentially. I do use Tinder. I do the work because I am looking for that partner. Like I'm not trying to say like I'm not trying to be desperate, if you get what I'm saying. I'm taking my time, but I'm also fully aware. So that's just a heads up though, because some people do think that like I don't know how or why people keep missing the things I keep answering. I stated that I'm 24 years old, but some people think I'm 16. I had an email come in today saying, "Bro, why are you talking about dating? You're only 16. You're still so young." I'm going to be in my mid-20s for God's sake. Like, I've aged backwards, believe it or not. Like, I even say it in my videos, my live streams, and on my community section. I'm 24 years old and I'm single. And yes, I do have dating experience. Why do people keep thinking I'm 16? I'm not 16. I have not been 16 in over 8, coming on 9 years now. But boy, would I like to be 16 again, because I know exactly what I will do. But it is just so bizarre. Like, how people just don't get the information through, you know? So I want people to understand that. And to anybody who's trying, like, for anybody who's interested in reaching out to me to give me a chance, if you're a woman, that is, please don't be a freaking minor. Like, I'm sorry, minors no. 18 plus only, preferably 21 or plus. I actually prefer dating older women. Like, all of my exes, by the way, for those who are wondering, were older women than I was, either by a year or more. Just saying, this is just pure facts here, everybody. Like, I'm not lying here. This is just pure truth. The reason why I always prefer dating older women was because, like, I said, okay, if you've noticed something, okay, for those who are here, and you're watching this, I want you to understand something. I separate these two words all the time. Girl and woman. I do not categorize them as the same. So for me, the reason why I date older women is because I don't want to date I don't want to date someone who's like superly immature. Like, don't get it wrong. I don't mind if you're if you're a woman and you're a bit girly, you know, you do girly things. That's not a problem. But there comes a time when you have to understand that you're a woman, not a girl. Same thing for guys too. You have to understand that there will be a point where you're a man, not a boy. So I separate those two words a lot. And I use those words intentionally too, by the way. So if I call you a boy, I'm calling you a kid. Like, grow up. Or if I call you a girl, you're a girl, grow up, you know? And I just want people to understand that. Just for clarification, this is the reason why I was dating older women back then. Because I just couldn't really put up with the immaturity of like little kids, you know? Like, I don't like kindergarten dating. Kindergarten dating or like high school dating is not really for me. Like, if I'm dating, I want to love and commit to a person. Not dating a love because I'm young and youthful, if you understand what I'm saying. So, this is just for full transparency, by the way, because like, people kind of want to twist my words a lot, or they just don't interpret it correctly. But now you know, though. So I am looking for a woman, by the way. I'm not saying I'm looking for a woman who's older than me. If she's slightly younger than me, that's fine. But I'm looking for a woman, not a girl. But still looking for a girlfriend, or that's funny. Girlfriend has girl in it. A woman friend. That's even more strange. But that's the reason why I'm looking to date, is because I feel like I'm ready now to actually date. But just be realistic, people. I just keep saying that. But yeah. I don't want to talk about all of my exes and all of the people who came before, because I feel like some of them I'm confident I can talk about because they don't mind, most likely. But there are some where like it's very personal. So I'm going to keep their promises of like not saying it. I'm just going to say it just didn't work, you know? And I want people to respect that. I will respect them. And I hope everybody here will too. I don't consider my exes terrible people. Even the ones that cheated on me. Or dumped me. It was more of like, it just didn't work. And as you get older, you will learn to actually understand where I'm coming from. And cope with it like that. Instead of just saying, this partner was a terrible partner. Or this partner was this and that. No, in my case, or basically in all of my cases, it was a mix of both, me and the person. That's why it didn't work out. Not that I cheated or anything. I never cheated, by the way. I was always loyal, but it was more so of like we had our own issues we had to figure out. And at the time, I was still too young, or I was entering the adult world of dating to where I was basically stuck working and chasing my careers, that I really kind of neglected the people around me. And that was one thing I wish I cherished more, was like respecting the people around me and trying to just make time whenever I can. But the way I thought of it was that like, oh my God, I gotta go get a job, make a living, move out. But please don't do that, man. Please don't make the same mistakes I did. Truly try to make time and truly try to find balance between like working at 9 to 5, but also finding some time to make time for the people you care about. Or you're going to be like me, ended up lonely as I am now. I'm super lonely now, by the way. And this is one of my biggest regrets. I'm lonely. All of my friends, I don't keep in touch with them anymore because like they have their own families and stuff to worry about now. Like why should I call to hang out with a buddy if they're currently working a 9 to 5 job and they have debt they got to pay next week? You know, it just isn't right because like they're just busy, you know. So truly cherish all of those people, man, because you're gonna be like me if you don't try to make time. Now that I'm older, I finally understood that, and it took. I wish I understood it earlier, man. I just thought that like it was more so like I was working everyone around myself rather than me trying to work my way around people. I don't want to say I was self-centered, but I wasn't perfect either. But now that I'm an adult, I finally, when I finally grasped that situation, I felt terrible, like literally. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm so lonely. But I am glad though, everybody, that I'm finally opening my life up again, because I actually, this is like, I actually like, I don't know. I'm not gonna cry right now. I just don't know how to put it. I'm not gonna cry, so don't worry. What's the best way to say it to everybody for you who are watching here? I finally basically got my life together. I think that's the best way to put it. And if you're wondering when this happened, it was in 2023, I believe. Yeah. So in 2023, I actually basically completed my life, well, not my life goal, but my promises I made. And because of that, I was like, oh my god, I think I'm free now. So now that I'm free, I just need to figure out something. And basically, I had like a midlife crisis, and then I made the things to do before I'm 30 list, because like maybe I should make a list about what I want to do now that I'm free. But now that it's 2025, I'm confident that I think I'm ready to date again, which is why I'm here and why I'm looking still. But if anybody knows somebody that's looking to date, and if they think I'm their fit, by all means, I'm here, you know? I give everybody a chance. I don't push and say, no. Like, I would, like, this is the reason why I just went on a date recently. Is because, like, you don't know until you get to know them a bit more, you know? So, like, if I met up with somebody on Tinder on my phone, or if, like, I met somebody at a pub, and you know, I decided to take them out on a hangout or on a date to get to know them better. It's not because like I'm just playing them or anything like that. It's really just because I want to know if like this person is the person for me. If I just say no to every person who walks by based on how they look or their financial situation, then really you're really just dodging your chances here. Like, you're throwing away chances that could be a future partner. So like, everybody who's watching this that's looking to date and that is willing to commit, that is not a young kid, that is legally an adult, I don't mind reaching out. Like really, it doesn't bother me that much, you know? But I'm super ready to date. And I'm super ready to move out. I am trying to move out, by the way, for those who are wondering, but I need to build a higher credit score first. And then I need to save up and get a better job. So really, it's moving out requires two things: better credit score and a better paying job. But once I get those done, I'm going to move out somewhere and then truly start building a home. For whether it's an apartment or whatnot, I want to build a home for me and my future partner. But it's one step at a time, baby. And it is 1:25, so it is 1:25 p.m. here, Eastern time. So I guess I'll call this a live stream for today, everybody. But I will be doing some... Okay, hear me out. I might do a random live stream tonight. A short... I might do a okay, if you're watching this and you made it this far, I may do another random live stream. I don't know what it will be. Maybe I'll play some Pokemon. I don't know. But, yeah. Without further ado, everybody, to recap this whole thing, basically, I gave dating advice. Talk a little bit more about myself now, because now I feel confident to open up about... I'm stuttering words. Now I feel confident enough to open myself up to you viewers a little bit more. And I also want to find my partner. Like, not dating for fun, but truly find a future wife, is what I'm saying. So I'm hoping that if you know somebody, or if you are that person that's looking to date, and if I'm your fit, or if you think I might be your type or something, reach out. Really, it doesn't hurt. Like, it's not a big deal, honestly. But with that, everybody, let us hope for the best. And yes, I am still voice acting. And yes, I am still doing a lot of stuff. And yes, I'm still thinking about starting a second business. And I may live stream again tonight. But as always, everybody, thanks for watching. And I'll see everybody on the next one. See you.